Hello guys. Last night I made a live video about King of the Table, and it was very late. When I finished, it was 2 a.m. in the morning. So now a little bit pressure after a good sleep, and I just wanted to share what I thought about yesterday. Um, Khalid versus Schoolboy was very intense match. Um, I was thinking that Schoolboy would try to sleep and try to go to strap. Probably he didn't want to do that because he thought that Khalid would catch him from his hand and wouldn't allow him since he has a very strong grip. So he developed a good hook, and he was very successful of hooking Khalid, and Khalid did that shoulder below table move and stop and exhausted Schoolboy. And I was thinking that the matches without the strap, Khalid would win. And there was only one match that went to strap, and Khalid won that one. And I was thinking that with strap, Schoolboy had more chance. But that match wasn't a fresh match. That strap match happened after Khalid was not Khalid, but the Schoolboy was exhausted, and so that was interesting. I didn't expect Khalid to pull that way and beat Schoolboy. I thought that Schoolboy would try to go strap and Khalid would catch his hand and beat him. I think he did that once, and if I'm not mistaken, and I was expecting somehow Schoolboy to manage to sleep and in the strap control Khalid and win. Other match, Iraqi versus Lachlan. It went as I expected. I saw Lachlan bigger and stronger, most likely than last time I saw him. But again, as John always said, that arm wrestling is control. You need to control your opponent, and Lachlan didn't have that control, the hand control, while Irakli has, and then Irakli was able to perform what he has, while Lachlan couldn't apply what he has because of not having strong hand compared to Irakli's. And Morozov versus Tadikian was very interesting. I thought like Tadikian was going to just win 4-0, when it comes to 3-0, because I didn't watch again, but looks like Morozov is injured from his elbow, and he can't really go inside hook. So he kept doing the same thing. He dropped his front wrist like this, and then he either get hooked or top rolled, and so it seemed like if he would do the same. But I think if I'm not mistaken, I didn't rewatch, but on the round 4, Morozov, instead of doing this, he kind of more like attack as well, and then that stopped the hit of Dadikian, and somehow Morozov was able to get the strap. So in the strap, it could almost, like he was about to be 4-0. I mean, he hardly stopped him. He came to that much close to the pin pad, as far as I remember. Many times Dadikian hit, and then slowly Morozov was able to bring him to the center and a little bit pronated, and at that time we realized, I think there was a foul for Dadikian. That was a turning point. So for people who can do flash pins, being fresh is like very important. Once you get into the endurance game, your freshness, explosiveness is gone. So the possibility you to be stopped, by someone who has better endurance than you is really high. So then Morozov was able to, I think on round 6, I think that he can also got hurt when Morozov did the shoulder pressure. It was a very interesting match. It was interesting because Morozov came back from 3-0 and beat Dadikan 4-3. It was very interesting. Let's see, on November 19th, he's gonna pull against Hermes Gasparini. It will be a very interesting match, very interesting. And Hermes Morozov, it will be a top rope battle. As I said, Hermes, like before this match, Dadikan match, Morozov had some problem here, so he couldn't really go deep hook. So I'm not expecting him to be ready for a hook move against Hermes 7 weeks away from their match, because he also had some damage in this match, so he will heal. Probably it will take minimum 10 days, 2 weeks, and then he will probably train like 3.5, 4 weeks, and then rest again and be ready for Hermes. And other than that, Bowen versus Khalid. Khalid was very exhausted already, and so I don't really give so much value for that win. Sorry to Ryan. Of course, that there is no excuse for there is an excuse from our side, but not the excuse from Khalid's side, since he challenged Ryan. When I say he challenged, I don't know who challenged who, but he also said that he's gonna beat both of them one after another. So but with objective eyes, we can say that he was exhausted, and it was very hard match. Sometimes, when you have such a hard match, resting longer is even like worse for you, because your arm gets cold and all those damages coming, out. And so I hope that they will pull at some point in a fresh match. And then the match of the night, which I was most curious about, Dave versus Laletin. I remember I and Neil were discussing about it. I said 50-50 the match, or slight edge to Dave Chaffee. And so somehow he won the first 2 rounds as expected. And I think that he could have won round 3 and round 4 if he could manage to go to strap. But he couldn't. Sometimes, like when you are trying to sleep, you are not threatening your opponent about being afraid to lose, because you are only sliding your hand, and the guy is not worried about losing because you are not threatening his arm to be pressed down. So all he does is just focus on catching and forward pressing you. So that is why always good to target on winning, but still you may have an idea of going strap, but you need to really full force go for the pin pad in a pronated way, so that more you press, more inside of your opponent, he will feel that if he holds on, he may lose the match. So he also like secures himself by pronating out to not to get pinned. So you need to really scare your opponent when he's trying to hold on you. You are not gonna scare him when you are trying to sleep like this, like this. You need to really go full force, so that he also will think that it should go strap. So of course that Laletin has a very strong grip and tall forearm, and it's hard to escape from his hand. Anyway, so um, round five, when Dave tried to get away to stop Laletin, it was not a good idea because he was not trading Dave Laletin in a side way to pin him. So Laletin was able to remain his angles and attack all the time. So it was not possible for Dave to defend that way a long time. So I thought that he should go the next rounds with in a strap, more like sideway, instead of pulling himself and opening. And he did even something smarter, and he went direct dead wrist shoulder pressure, and he defeated Laletin after some wars. It was an amazing match, and it was a good, how to say, feeling for Dave to win after 3 international losses against Levan, Gennady, and Morozov, and he made a comeback. And so let's see how it will be. And soon we have East versus West, and there will be some incredible matches as well. Morozov and Hermes will be pulling for the left arm super heavyweight world title, and then Jerry Cadoret will be pulling Hermes Gasparini as the main event of the night for the right arm East versus West world title. And then let's see how it will be. There will be incredible matches, Michael versus Prudnik and some others, 15 matches. I will start promoting. I stopped promoting the event for the last 1 week because of the king of the table. I wanted people to focus there. And so now it's time for the East versus West, 15 incredible events, only for $14.99, and I'm expecting community to support me, and so I can continue organizing events. And so let's see. Today at 12 Eastern time, Farid will be my guest on a live podcast. You all take care of yourself.